Welcome back, everyone, to Tier List Day. Today we have a Johnny Depp movie tier list. You know, I've grown up like everyone watching Johnny Depp movies. You know, I think if we're talking about portrayal and complete transformation into characters, he's easily one of the best. I mean, if you look at just some of the movies here and the range that he is able to pull, it's pretty unreal. I have already went through and put in my never seen ones. There are a handful because he's been an actor for quite some time. And I just some of these I don't even know if he's the main person in them. I mean, I that looks funny. I would like to watch that at some point. Um, I have seen Benny and June. I don't know why I put that one there. But the rest of these I haven't seen. These ones I all have seen. There are multiple Pirates of the Caribbean movies on here. I am not going to rank each individual Pirates of the Caribbean movie because I honestly would have to see like where they fall in order because I couldn't even tell you off the top of my head. So I'll rank one of them based off of what I think of Pirates of the Caribbean as a whole, and then we'll kind of just leave the rest of them alone. Uh, but yeah, he's one of my favorite actors. I like almost everything he's been in, and I love the way that he's able to just completely transform into a character, and you can't even. There's no resemblance of the real Johnny Depp when he's in some of these roles. Like for example, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I didn't even realize that was Johnny Depp. Honestly, I didn't. When the trailers were coming out, I was like, "Oh, okay, that's a movie. I'm definitely not interested." And then like, "Oh, it's Johnny Depp." I'm like, "Really?" Anyways, let's hop into it. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? That's kind of a good classic 90s movie. I haven't watched that one in a hot minute, but I do remember enjoying it for what it is. The Ninth Gate, not the best movie he's been in, but he was good in it. I think the movie itself was just kind of mid, not that awesome. I did really like Public Enemies. I think that I'm a sucker for anything that's mobster related. And I felt like Public Enemies was a great portrayal. Same with Black Mass, which I assume is on here at some point, which is definitely an S in my eyes. Yeah, right there. I really, really enjoyed that movie. Mordecai is like a funny crime movie. It was a good time. It was a good cast. It's a good watch. Benny and June, I have seen it. I didn't really think it was all that great. I mean, it's decent. His portrayal of the Fantastic Beasts, Grindelwald, I thought was really good. I think Fantastic Beasts doesn't get a lot of credit. Sadly, I actually really enjoyed the first one, and then the second, third ones they kind of lost me. They went away from the Fantastic Beasts and just kind of did their own thing. But not my call. Pirates Caribbean. I feel like we should probably wait on Pirates just because like that's arguably his most iconic role, I would say. I mean, Edward Scissorhands obviously is big. Crybaby is obviously really big. I don't know. We'll come back to it. Corpse Bride. I love Corpse Bride. Big fan of Tim Burton animation movies. Pretty big fan of Tim Burton in general. He does have some shit that I don't really enjoy, but a lot of his stuff I do enjoy. Fantastic Beast, the second one. We already rated one, so I'm just gonna put it down here. Uh, Donnie Brasco. I mean, it's a good movie. If I is that have I seen that one? Hold on. Donnie Brasco. It sounded really familiar. 1978 New York. Jewel Thief. Yeah. I've seen this movie. Yeah, it came out in 97 with Al Pacino. 7.7 IMDb, 88 Rotten Tomatoes, 76 Metacritic. Yeah, I've definitely seen this, right? Yeah, I'm pretty positive I've seen that. I thought it was good. The Man Who Cried, solid movie. Kind of, it's one of those movies that I forgot about until I saw it on here. Minamata, solid movie. Same thing though, kind of forgot about it. Dark Shadows was hilarious. I can't put it above these movies, but it it cracked me up quite a bit. Dead Man, kind of mid. Murder on the Orient Express, I thought was masterclass level. The whole entire movie, I thought was masterclass. Personally, I think that it was just. I love the aesthetics of the movie. I love the story. I love the mystery behind it. Did that one get good reviews or no? Kind of looking at reviews here because it. No, it didn't. Oh fuck. Am I in the minority on this movie? Should I not be putting that in S? Am I gonna get fire roasted again? I thought that that movie was received really well. 61 Rotten Tomato. Is that? Oh my god! Audience score was 54 and the tomato meter was 61. Oh fuck! Did I fuck up putting that at S originally? We'll cut it out. No. I liked it. I don't know. I don't know what was not to like about it. It's no uh what's the there's one really good Knives Out. Yeah, it's no Knives Out. Knives Out was the shit, but I thought it was good. I don't know. Transcendence was really good. Alice in Wonderland, his role was he fucking killed it. Like of course he would in a movie like that as the Mad Hatter. He did a really good job. I thought that movie was beautiful as well. Rango, I do really like Rango. I feel like putting it A is fair. I think we're gonna move Gilbert Grape down. I'm I'm not gonna let the audience stray me on that. I like that movie. I don't give a fuck. Sweeney Todd, masterclass performance, masterclass musical. I mean, it's there's a reason why that movie or why that is still getting like ginormous praise to this day. Happily Ever After, that was kind of a shitter if I remember right. I'm having to Google these because like I don't fucking remember it now. Like I'm worried that I'm just Happily Ever After. I feel like that one sucked. Are people in agreement with me on that one? 6.4 on IMDb. Review. Oh yeah, 57 Rotten Tomato. Yeah, I don't remember that being that good. I remember that being kind of dog shit. This one, hell, whatever, was mid. Sleepy Hollow, masterclass performance. Beautifully aesthetic movie. I think one of his best roles. It was a great take on Sleepy Hollow in general. I remember watching that as a kid and loved it. Yoga Hosers. Okay, we gotta wait until we talk about Tusk because let me tell you. Once Upon a Time in Mexico. I really enjoyed that movie. I thought that was a lot of fun. Let's see what kind of reviews that movie got. Because I feel like that's one that people wouldn't like. Yeah, not really. I thought it was good. Let's see here. The Astronaut's Wife was good. That was a good movie. Into the Woods, I didn't really care for. Kind of boring. A little forgetful. Edward Scissorhands, obviously. I mean, that's you could argue that that's his most iconic character. Um, I mean that's the thing about him is like if you look at like from here up, like minus maybe these animated movies because you don't really get to see, you just hear his voice. look at the variety of characters he's playing. It's so strange. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, he did a great job at acting. Like I said, I had no idea that was him. And he was very weird and eccentric in that movie, like even more weird and eccentric than Jack Sparrow. But the movie itself, not I wish it didn't happen. I'm actually a really big fan of Willy Wonka and the original movie. It was like one of my childhood movies and I love it a lot, and I was very, very disappointed with this version. Arizona Dream, I don't know if I remember that movie at all, but I have it on VHS. It's got good reviews. What does it say it's about? 1993 indie surrealist comedy drama film, co-writer and director by Jerry Lewis. Plot. Axel has a dream about an Eskimo who catches a rare halibut and brings it back to his family in an igloo. Axel's cousin Paul coaxes Axel from his job tagging fish in New York to Arizona to attend his uncle Leo's trophy wedding to a much younger woman. His uncle tries to persuade him to stay permanently and take over the family business of selling Cadillacs. Axel resists at first, but he decides to give it a try. Bro, I definitely have not seen that movie. I definitely have not seen that movie. Secret Window is good. That a lot of people really, really like that movie. It's in. I mean, I guess that would be in the horror genre, right? Yeah, right. I felt like it had a really dumb ending, but I could be wrong. I mean, it definitely has dog shit reviews. It's 46 Rotten Tomatoes, 46 Metacritic. Uh, yeah, because he was a writer and went up to some house and shit happened and had writer's block and was miserable, yada, yada, yada. Didn't really care for it. Sorry about that. But yeah, I thought Secret Window was like a psychological thriller film. I don't know. I definitely a rewatch. I remember liking it, but it came out in 2004, so I would have been in fourth grade. So when I watched it, maybe I didn't really have the best movie taste. And arguably, if you go read my IMDb top 250, I still don't have a good movie taste. Man, the comment section is brutal. Tusk, man, I feel like I have to tell the story of Tusk. So I had some friends at the time who really liked this movie. They thought it was funny. And I had never seen it. And they're like, "You haven't seen Tusk?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't seen Tusk." Like, okay, we got to see Tusk. So they invite me over and they're like, "Hey, we're going to watch Tusk, but we're also going to allegedly smoke all of this weed that we have." And I was like, "Oh, well, don't mind if I do." And I got really, really baked. And if you don't know anything about Tusk, let me clue you in on a couple things here. I'm gonna get you a nice picture as well. Basically Jordan, or not Jordan Long, whatever the main kid's name is, Justin Long, uh, has a podcast, and he basically interviews like people, yada yada yada. He goes up to Canada, I think it is, to interview the lightsaber kid, find out the lightsaber kid is dead, bummed out, goes to like some bar, and he's like a real piece of shit, by the way, like Justin Long's character. Goes to some bar and like, doesn't really know what to do, and he sees like this poster, and it was like this really weird like poster that's like talking about some character, and he's like, "Oh, this would be great to go interview him." So he goes up to this dude's house in the middle of nowhere and interviews him. And the guy's basically telling him all this crazy shit about how he got, I think he was like deserted on an island and he made friends with a walrus. And Justin Long's character just like, this is fucking crazy. Like, this can't be real. And then like there's like a flip that switches and the guy starts getting really crazy. And you find out that he ends up poisoning Justin Long and he passes out and wakes up and he's like chained and he can't feel his legs. And this guy's just fucking a nut job, right? Like crazy, crazy, crazy. So then, and at this point, right, like I said, I'm really, really, really allegedly high trying to watch this movie. And there's a part where the guy he's interviewing, he's like freaks out and he starts like the itsy bits. And I'm like sitting there and I'm like panicking, like trying to watch this movie. And I remember at some point I had to tell my guys, I need to go get some fresh air. And they're all like, what? And I'm like, I'm fucking losing my mind right now. I didn't think it was funny. I don't know. It was just one of those moments. If you know, you know. It happens sometimes. So long story short, the guy ends up transforming Justin Long into this. And when I saw this, when I was not in a normal human's mindset, instead of laughing, I panicked and it scared the shit out of me. Not really, like, it freaked me out a lot. It was just like I was way too high to be dealing with whatever that is. And yeah, I really don't like the movie. Really don't. I thought it was. I've since rewatched it and thought it was really stupid, even though I know that like a lot of people like it. Sorry. And Johnny Depp's involvement in it is about 3 minutes. And then Yoga Hosers is like a spiritual successor, I guess, because the Yoga Hosers are Johnny Depp and Kevin Smith, who's the director of this movie. It's their two daughters. They're in Tusk. They work at like a convenience store, and then in Yoga Hosers they like fight monsters and shit. I don't know, really dumb. That's my Tusk story. Everyone has a Tusk story. Finding Neverland movie was kind of dog shit. 21 Jump Street, even though his if I'm rating 21 Jump Street, it's one of the funniest movies ever made in my eyes. Uh so I mean I think I'm gonna put it there, but he's not really in 21 Jump Street, like aside from like I think a small cameo. But of course 21 Jump Street was a TV show about guys who would, I believe they were detectives and they would have to go back to high school and whatever. And Johnny Depp was that. He was the original one. His first role ever, a lot of people don't know this, is he was in the original Nightmare on Elm Street, which is right here. I guess he was in another one, but I don't remember that. And the original Nightmare on Elm Street is so good. So good. I'm a big horror guy, so of course I like the original Nightmare on Elm Street. And Johnny Depp's character is the one that gets fucking ate by the bed, and it's like the horrible like bed scene where the blood splurts out of the middle of the bed and covers the whole room. And that was him in the little fucking jersey or whatever. A lot of people don't remember that. That was Johnny Depp's first movie, I think. Black Mass, I thought was really good. And he played who is he playing? Is it Whitey Bulger? Um what what character is Black Mass about? Yeah, I was right. Whitey Bulger. Yeah. Movie's really good. I liked it a lot. Let's see here. Don John. That was him being hot Johnny Depp. Not really the best movie. Nick of Time. Not a good movie. Crybaby. I mean, when women say that they find Johnny Depp really attractive, a lot of it is from this character. I mean, that's not true. He's an attractive dude, but I've seen a lot of people who have shared pictures of him in this character specifically, which, I mean, come on, dude. That's a handsome man right there. I don't really. know if I care too much about this movie. It's like a, greaser type of edge, 1950s, 60s. I would have to watch it again. It's been a long time since I've watched it. I do think it was good, but it's definitely not my favorite. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Man, let me tell you something. It took me a long time to watch that movie, not for any particular reason, but the fact that my parents had this movie, and when I was a kid, the cover used to freak me out, so I never watched it. When I finally did come around to watching it, it is wild. Him and his homie just go do a bunch of drugs in Vegas, and you're along for the ride. um, it's a good time. It's a good time. Not really, but it's a good time. Blow's a good movie. Blow's I can't recommend it because it's fucking obscene, but it's a good movie. London Fields, I haven't seen. I don't know why I didn't put that there. Um, Chocolate, not another not so good one. Platoon's a god tier movie, and he's a part of that movie along with fucking however many other actors. Let me see if I can Platoon IMDb, and we'll just list off all the fucking people that are in Platoon because it's hundreds. Charlie Sheen, Tom Berger, William Defoe, Keith David, Forrest Whitaker, Francesco Quinn, Kevin Dillon, John McGinley, Reggie Johnson, Mark Moses, Corey Glover, Johnny Depp, Chris Peterson, Bob Orwig, Corky Ford, David Needford, Richard Edson, Tony Todd, and that's just the fucking top cast list. I know there's more people in that. The Platoon's a great movie. The Professor, pretty solid movie. I think that's a good B slot. The Lone Ranger, it sucks because I really wanted the Lone Ranger to be good, but it just really wasn't. There's just something about it didn't really click. I, I wish I could explain what it was. It just it wasn't necessarily his acting that was bad. I think the writing was bad, and it it didn't take itself serious enough to be a Lone Ranger. I don't know. It just really wasn't good. Minamata was a good movie. I'll put that at B. And then we have the illustrious, maybe one of the greatest characters ever created, Captain Jack Sparrow. I don't know if there is any other characters that I could think of that are so just uniquely perfect throughout the whole movies. And you can see him like he hits every range. Like, you don't take him serious, but then he's always winning. It's I don't know. I think that the original Pirates movie is a top quality movie. And it didn't need to be. It had no business being good because it was based off of a fucking ride at Disneyland. you know? And they stretched into, I think there's like 6 or 7 movies. I'm not going to rate the rest of them because I would honestly have to watch them to remember which one's which. But I just the Jack Sparrow character is so influential that, like, I think anyone in the world could see a picture of it and know who he is. It's like that major of a character. And I have to give Johnny Depp some, like, the biggest credit. Dude, he goes, from my understanding, frequently to like children's hospitals, kids who are dealing with cancer and really horrendous things, dressed up like Jack Sparrow, full character. We're talking Johnny fucking Depp, like, one of the most prolific actors of the past 40 years, one of the most well-known and adored actors, and he goes in full character no publicity. People, he doesn't want that. Like he doesn't do it because he wants the cameras to show up. Like he actually, from my understanding, he hates that. He hates when people record him doing it because like he's not doing it for that. He's doing it because like makes me emotional. It's sad, but like he's doing it because he knows that like that character means so much to so many people, and if he could give like one really good day to these kids, what could that mean for their future, right? It's super cool. It's super cool. But yeah, that's my Johnny Depp tier list. I'm sure that people aren't going to agree with me on it because I know that I shit on some movies that people like. And I'm sorry I haven't seen every fucking movie in the world, guys. I know. But yeah, this is my list. Let's see if people agree or disagree. Oh, no one has done this list. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Like always, I'll catch you on the next one and have a great rest of your day. Peace.